Tired of hot, uncomfortable dress shirts that don't hold up? Meet Serve Clothing. The mesh collar shield blocks sweat stains, and built-in vents keep you comfortable under suits, all backed by a 2-year guarantee. Right now is your chance to get the best for free. Head to serveclothing.com/win. Enter for a chance to win $500 in free Serve shirts. Serveclothing.com/win. Dress shirts that actually serve you. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents aged 18 or older. Void where prohibited. Entry must be received by May 31st, 2026. Official rules and details at serveclothing.com/win. Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
Hey!
This is JJ and Alex.
I made a name for myself, I told you I won't be denied.
As you wrap up your day, it's time to get your fix of the teams you live for and the sports you love. This is JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Happy Monday, everybody. Thanks for being with us. 97.5 KSL Sports Zone, JJ and Alex. Jeremiah Jensen to my right, looking dapper as usual in his
They make me.
Easter pastels.
Yeah.
Looks good, man.
Lavender going on here today.
Listen, that's in your color wheel.
'Tis the season.
It's in your color wheel, and I've told people that. I'm like, he
know.
looks good. He looks good in
Do
the
I?
lavender.
I'm a little pale.
He looks good in
Hard
the
to see.
lavender. He does. You look good in the lavender.
Thank you. Lavender and blue suit.
Oh, by the way, also looking Floridian right now.
Oh yeah, I got a little
Toasty.
sun. Got a little sun. Yeah,
That's good, but it's the kind that refreshes you.
Oh, it was great. Yeah,
That's good.
for those of you that have spent time on the Gulf Coast of Florida, you know it is good place to recharge your batteries. So I'm in here ready to go. I'm fresh. I got a little bit of a sunburn.
Woo!
But I'm ready to go. I'm ready to stare out my scorching red hot sports takes with the state of Utah. Let's go.
Hot like my face right now. It's burning up.
Ooh-wee.
I love it. Well, Sly came in for you. He brought a lot of treats, by the way. It was not a good week. It was not a good Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the sake of we still have Nutty Buddies in the fridge.
What was the unhealthiest thing? Probably the Nutty Buddies. Oh, there is. Oh, my gosh.
Nutty Buddies are there. Yeah,
Oh,
I
my
told
good
you.
gracious.
They're in the fridge there.
That's a temptation.
But he also had honey buns, donut
Is
sticks.
there mangoes in there, too?
Yeah, that's so
mangoes and Nutty Buddies.
That's why I told myself, I'm like,
Did Sly bring the mangoes, too?
No, I brought those. No, I brought the Nutty Buddies and the mangoes.
So the chances that anybody is going to take the mango and skip the Nutty Buddy are none, right?
Yeah. What I did is so I could go, I'm going to make a healthy choice right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat this sugar-filled dried mango. All right. We've got lots going on.
Well, I'm gonna hit that fridge.
You should.
I'm trying to lose weight.
I know, but
I'm trying to be good.
we were just
SLCfatloss.com.
we were doing the nostalgia thing, and so we went down the nostalgia. I don't even know how it came up. Napolis, do you know how it came up? It's just organic conversation as
We've
it
had
happens.
this conversation.
Just happens with Sly.
Me and Sly have had this conversation
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like kid food we used to eat.
Anything that's nostalgic.
Remember we went out to what was one of the home shows or something, and Sly brought chocolate milk. And,
Oh yeah, chocolate
and Nutty
milk.
Buddies and all our favorite kid.
Remember
kid foods.
we're at the home show. It's you, me, Sly, and Harvey Longy, and we're doing every break that we come back from. We're doing chocolate milk shots. So people are walking at the home show. We're at the Advanced Windows booth. We're all, have a happy Friday. Boop. Put back a
We're
take
all
another
acting
shot
like
of
we're having a
chocolate milk.
party there, but it
Bam!
was with what is that?
It was
milk?
like the Fair Life.
Fair Life.
The chocolate milk
I
Fair
almost
Life.
said True Life. I was thinking of True Fru.
They're all. Fair Life is also the insurance company that I buy my life insurance through. So there you go. All right, we'll kick off the program here. We have a national freaking basketball championship. The NCAA tournament wraps up tonight. You're going to be able to hear it right here, by the way. It's starting at 6 o'clock on the Westwood One coverage. on our airwaves. And it's a good night to do it because you've got also, there's no Jazz game to get in the way tonight. No Mammoth game to get in the way tonight because, they kind of clear the decks for that stuff. At least, and the stretch right now is so weirdly huge for both the Jazz and the Mammoth. This is an important stretch, last home stretch here. And we say the magic number for playoffs, right? We say the magic number's 2, magic number's 3. And then now it was like this. Oh, man, they had a huge weekend last week. Oh, and the Kings blew it by winning 2 games on the calendar last week. We're just talking so weird about this Jazz week. We're just so excited for it to be done and the prospect of the future looking bright and just the idea that I'm glad that this community has stood up and said, we hate this for the record, but we know what you're doing and we appreciate it. And I'm so sorry. And also, I can't wait to see a basketball team playing really, really, really well. And that's where you're at. Then on the flip side, you have the Mammoth, who are coming down the stretch here. That wild card 1 spot, oh my goodness. Hang on to that thing for dear life.
Got to have it.
Everything is getting, and they're playing great. And I don't want to jinx it. They're coming back home.
What a week.
Look, when they went out on the road, up to Seattle, up to Vancouver, we watched that Vancouver team on last Tuesday night, put 8 goals on the Avalanche at their place.
Yes.
They won in regulation 8-6 over the Avs. And then they go up to Vancouver. Vancouver and Seattle both scored first in both of those games. And
Seattle was up 2-0.
Seattle went up 2-0. And it turned into just a beatdown fest in both games. On the road, not an easy one to do. They'll be back at home tomorrow night. And that one's huge because they're taking on Edmonton, who they need to lose more games because you don't want to play Edmonton, I don't think, in the first round of the playoffs.
No, if you get to pick which Pacific Division team you play in the first round, Edmonton is the last of the 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's only because...
Don't forget the Vegas Knights are right there. Just made a coaching change. John Tortorella is going to get that thing going. But the Knights are still... The Knights are only a point back of the Oilers. And the coaching, they've won 3 in a row.
You've also seen this, too.
The Ducks have lost 5 in a row.
When coaching changes... I know, they have absolutely...
They have a minus 14 goal differential. How are they even in this conversation?
They've been...
so weird.
Pooping the pond. Not the bed. They pooped the bed. They pooped the pond. Yeah, the last 5 games. Struggle bus. But, like I said, Edmonton has the distinction of never losing to a team called the Utah Mammoth or the Utah Hockey Club.
And that would be a rough first-round matchup.
So there you go.
But everybody, look, before we get into it in the next topic, I'll mention real briefly what it looks like right now in the Western Conference. These will be the first-round playoff matchups. Stars versus Wild.
That's so bad that 2 100-plus point teams have to play each other in the first round. One of them has to lose.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
We're too new to this to care. The Mammoth are going to be in it. It's exciting, but I get why people hate that. Ducks Knights, as if it were right now. And then Mammoth Oilers and Predators Avalanche. Those are amazing first-round playoff matchups. If you've been watching the league and how things have gone this year, we'll see if the Predators can hang on to that spot. We were just talking to Cole Bagley earlier, and I don't think any of us think that the Kings are going to be able to win that. But
right.
I actually would prefer to see the Sharks make the playoffs with Macklin Celebrini. But anyway, that's what we're looking at. That's going to be an incredible first round in the Western Conference, and the East is actually equally as interesting.
We'll get to the Mammoth. We've got a lot going on today. We've got some things to dip into. Of course, the national championship game. I was shocked to see Arizona underperform. Sly called it. He said, I think Michigan runs away with this one. They'll get a game plan
to
take on the Wildcats. And I was like, I don't think so, man. The Wildcats grind on people, and they pulverize them into the floor. They just frustrate them. And it was an absolute beatdown on one of the best teams we've ever seen get beat down in a tournament.
I learned a lesson from that game, and I'll share it with you.
Okay. All right. Let's kick things off, though. Let's talk some Jazz. Let's talk to you about getting through the last few games of this season and what the mathematics look like for this Jazz team to be able to get the pick that they want, or at least to hang on to an 8 or better pick in this year's draft. So let's kick it all off officially with the cut. Let's do it.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, so as we kick things off here, the young guys are still getting the youth movement still happening, of course. They've run into a couple teams who are now at the point that they want to really start whirring up that turbo. And Houston put it on them. And it was no different last night. Like, the Oklahoma City Thunder are a 62-win team with 7 games left. So I think that, like, this is a pretty darn good team.
Yeah.
Obviously, losing by 40-something is not what you want to do every night. But you still get these guys getting that experience. As it winds down here, we're starting to see what the numbers are looking like. 99.4% chance that the Jazz will retain that 8 or better pick right now as things stand. If they fall to 5, or to the 5th worst record.
If they are the 5th.
So they can't fall, now mathematically, they can't fall further than 5th because of the teams that won and lost over the weekend.
Those are great odds.
But I told you, 0.6.
But this is the Utah Jazz we're talking about.
0.6%.
Where there's any chance the Jazz can get screwed, they will get screwed.
0.6%, and I actually feel worse about it.
I know.
Than I do like a coin toss. Because I saw this picture of Adam Silver, and I was like, this guy, I think he doesn't sound evil, but he looks kind of evil sometimes. And when he threw that fine at the Jazz.
The only thing missing is the hairless cat.
He does have Bond villain vibes. I'm watching this thing go down, and I'm seeing the 0.6 next to the Jazz's name. Now, Napolis, give us the rundown of what you explained to me on how it works. If they and the Kings, who currently have the exact same record, JJ, because of by virtue of the Kings winning 2 games last week, you idiots.
The Kings are so stupid.
Those guys, I can't believe they won 2 basketball games.
Oh, man.
They fell right into our trap. They've got 21 wins. Jazz have 21 wins. So what happens with the percentages? Is it a coin toss situation? How do they handle it? You explained it to me before the show. What is it?
If the Jazz and the Sacramento Kings have the same exact record with the 3 at the end of the 3 games left of the NBA season, they will do a coin flip for the lottery outcomes to see who gets the most combinations.
They don't do an in season?
No.
Like record?
Coin flip.
Coin flip.
All draft positioning and when there's ties, even later on, if it's like 21, coin flip. It's always been a coin flip.
Look, they'll win the coin flip, and then they'll lose the 0.6%.
We have video. This goes back a long time ago. We have video in the KSL Sports Archive of the first year the Utah Jazz were here. It was the 1980 NBA draft. Frank Layden allows the KSL Sports team to come in and videotape this live. They did the phone call. And we have video of the live phone call of the coin flip. He's on one end, and I think it was Boston on the other.
Could you imagine a freaking phone coin flip?
They had a coin flip
a video feed, by the way,
for the number 1 pick. It was going to be the Celtics or the Jazz.
Do we have coins in this place? Do we have any coins? Hey, Napolis, those are the metal things that still stand for money in our society. I want to get a coin and just do a coin toss. Every time we come back from the break, I want you to listen, because on the speakerphone call with a coin flip, is that what it sounded like then?
Yes.
Speakerphone, you hear the coin hit the table up in New York, and then they go, oh, yeah, it's heads.
I don't even think it was I don't even think the speakerphone existed in 1980.
Why would you feel comfortable about, you promise she's telling me the right heads or tails, right? I mean...
The commissioner was on the line. Isn't that O'Brien?
It wasn't David Stern.
This was pre-David Stern, 1980.
Gosh.
And they did it all over the phone, and the Jazz lost the coin flip over the phone.
Okay.
They end up with Darrell Griffith. The Celtics won that, got the number 1 pick, but they traded down to number 3 with the Warriors. The Warriors took Joe Barry Carroll. The Celtics took Kevin McHale.
Oh, my gosh. I think, but getting the Golden Griff, like, you still feel good about it.
No.
You still feel good about that. So
it worked out for the Jazz because Joe Barry Carroll was okay.
You know what I'm doing? After this, the rest of the show, every time we come back from a break, I'm doing a coin flip just to see where we're at. We've been hitting the button on the.
I'll do that too. I'll do lottery simulation all day. Tankathon,
we've been doing it. I want the coin toss because we're going to have to actually use it. The analog coin toss. I hate all of the things that we were just talking about because it just feels it. You can't.
How would you prefer they break the tie?
But season
series they tried to lose. Is it the team that lost
That's
the
a
season
great point.
series?
That's actually a good
How
point.
do you decide? I mean, it wouldn't be the team that won the season series.
No, that's what you have to do. Who had the worst record against each other? I didn't say who beat them in the series. They have to be worse than them.
So the team that lost the season series gets the pick.
The better tanker.
Okay.
What do you have?
The Kings, the Jazz lost to the Kings in October 1.
Yes, give me more of those L's.
1-1, 2-1, 2-2. Series was tied in the season.
Dang it, freaking
2-2.
coin flip.
Sorry.
All right.
So that's a tie as well. We have to flip a coin. We don't have any
right.
other choice here.
Well,
And you know the Jazz are going to lose the coin toss.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
told you
It's
the
like
story
there's
from
nothing-
1980, and they've had other lottery positions where I swear they've lost every coin toss. Anything left a chance with this franchise goes to the crapper. Everything.
I hate all of it. For sure, I hate all of
I'm
it.
glad we don't have to worry about that anymore after May 10th, I believe it is. Man, I can't wait for this lottery to be over. But
Yeah, I just can't believe
season-
a coin toss is where we're at.
this season is a success. The Jazz did exactly what they needed to do this season. They kept the pick, at least for now.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
hope
having a hard
that
time.
the Kings lose one more game out of these last three.
Yep.
The Jazz have the who do they play? They got the Pelicans on the road, Memphis at home, Lakers. And that Memphis game makes you a little nervous, right? A little nervous?
Yeah. No, for
And
sure.
I got the Kings schedule right here. The Kings finish at Golden State, home against Golden State, at Portland. The Trailblazers, by the way, are they're trying to win, so that's not going to help them. But the Warriors, Warriors really care right now if they win games?
I don't think so.
Steph is back.
Okay, for 7 minutes. He's just going to
Okay,
come
fair
back.
enough.
He's going to come back.
Can
and,
the Kings lose one of these games against the Warriors?
Oh my god.
The Kings aren't as worried about their draft position as the Jazz are.
Right.
The Kings they keep their pick.
Right.
Their odds don't dip that much by being 5 or 4. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Jazz just need to keep that pick.
As you look at it, and the Jazz, of course, so they lose in a blowout to the Rockets. They lose in a blowout to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Was there somebody between them?
No.
They'd gotten they eventually lost to the Suns. That was actually like a little bit more dicey for the Suns than we thought it was going to be for a minute. But the Rockets with the blowout, the Thunder with the blowout, the Lakers are the one that's going to be interesting along the way here because the Lakers are in Depressedville. We still don't know what Luka's out, right?
He's done for the regular season.
And that's what I'm saying, indefinitely. But
And the Lakers
regular
are
season,
tied for third. They only have a 1-game lead for home court advantage in the first round. This Lakers team
they're going
needs
to fight.
win.
They're going to fight. Well,
They
the Jazz,
have a lot
the
of
Jazz,
incentive to win.
The Jazz will oblige.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Is it here?
No, it's on the road.
Even better.
There's only one home game left on the season for the Jazz, and it's Memphis.
Memphis, the Grizzlies coming to town.
Grizzlies are tied with the Mavericks in the standings. So that's kind of an interesting deal.
And they're all in 10th, 11th worst in the league area, right?
No, not quite that far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th.
Oh, wow.
They're fighting for that 7th best odds, and the Bulls are 4 games ahead of them, so that's already locked in.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's something. 7th and 8th odds between those two teams. So I don't know what's going to happen there how hard the Grizzlies go, but they're not going to try to lose as hard as the Jazz will. I promise you that.
No one freaking loses like this team. Bring it in, guys. You get Gene Hackman, may he rest, into the locker room, and you give him a pep talk about just absolutely laying down and getting beat. We need you. And if you go out there and you play your hardest and you lose, I'm okay with it. I'm so glad.
The Jazz will start Bez and Bang.
Do you stop? That's
Kennedy
bad.
Chandler.
That's bad because you go, yeah. Give me some 2-ways, man.
Absolutely. Whatever you got to do.
Give me all the 2-ways.
You've got to make this happen. You've
All right.
come this far. You've come this far. This has been a marathon of a tank. You're at mile 26 of 26.2.
Yeah.
You got to finish the point 2. You got to lose the last 3. You got to do it.
Oh my
You can't let up now.
No, you can't. No.
You've tanked beautifully.
Yeah, give him that inspiration, JJ.
Finish.
I do love the idea of everyone in Utah just cheering their absolute hearts out when when they lose against the Kings.
Oh, the crowd's going to
or when
go
they lose
nuts
against
in that game.
They're going to go crazy.
We did it.
Right. Or when the lottery comes up and you have a bunch of people, cheering and because you're just the worst, like, hey, your team's terrible. I know, isn't it beautiful? Isn't it awesome what we did this year? I mean,
no convey. No convey.
Didn't we have a T-shirt?
No convey. We need to.
Didn't we have a T-shirt about conveying? It was like, play
Yes.
not to convey, something like that. I can't remember what it was. We can come up with better.
We can
definitely come up with better. From the NBA standpoint, though, the Lakers are in real deep doo-doo now that Doncic is going to be out. I wonder, too, I mean, last week we had a couple of conversations about the Thunder and the Spurs. You throw a little bit of a bone to the Nuggets, and that might be it in terms of teams that you feel like are really going to be the ones that can come out. Obviously, L.A., I don't think Houston has it. I think Minnesota's fallen off a ton, too.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knows that the general consensus is Oklahoma City Thunder 1-1-1. Like, that's your – and then maybe what percentage chance would you give the San Antonio Spurs to steal that away from the Oklahoma City
45.
Thunder? I love that.
They won the season series.
So does 5 go to
55-45. And you're talking about if they were head-to-head in a series?
But I'm
That's how I view it.
So if you're to just break it up with these 3 teams then.
Okay,
Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets.
As far as percentage chance of winning the title?
Yes. Or at least being the one that goes on to the West.
Okay, so if you throw the 3 in there, as far as probability, 45% Thunder, 30% Spurs, so that would be 25% Nuggets.
That's actually a ton for the
I
Nuggets.
respect the heck out of the Nuggets because Jokic is – and if Aaron Gordon's back,
no, I know.
They've improved their depth.
Plus, some of their former coaches are going on to coach at institutions like UNC. Mike Malone, congratulations. You're going to be staring at Bill Belichick, and you're both going to go, what are we even freaking doing here? Remember when we were at the top of this sport?
Right.
Oh, UNC, where your dreams go to die. Be forgetful forever. Come join us at North Carolina.
We only hire washed up pro coaches.
Okay, in the East, right now, the Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavs. I think out of those, I think we all know that the Pistons, Celtics, and then I don't know. I don't know if I give a chance. I don't know if I give a shot to the Knicks at all. Do you?
I do. 'Cause I respect their lineup.
They're the They're the Nuggets of the East. Then right now,
I think so. That's fair. I think the Cavs, if they're healthy, I think that the James Harden trade really helped them because Garland was not able to contribute much in their playoff runs.
Right.
I think Harden could be a difference maker for them in a series. And if the Cavaliers are going to be smart to play the Pistons and stay at 4, they are only 1 game back of the Knicks. The Cavaliers don't want the 3 spot. They want the 4, home court in the first round against the Hawks, and then play the Pistons. You don't want to play the Celtics in round 2. You just don't. And a Celtics-Knicks second-round series, I'll watch that. That's going to be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. But if the Cavaliers, when you look at the Cavs situation, they just can't get out of the first round right now.
Oh, for sure.
They had that 60-win season a couple years ago and lost. For them to break through, I think that they would have to beat the Pistons in the second round to be able to get to the finals because they're not going to get through Boston. Boston is the best team in the East. Boston will be in the finals. I feel pretty strongly about that.
Wow.
I don't think that there's a team in the Eastern Conference that can beat the Celtics right now in a 7-game series. Jason Tatum coming back this early and being good is an X factor that I don't think we expected.
Is there also a version of I can't trust the Pistons because they're good and they're the number 1 seed in the East, but it's still the Pistons
I know,
right now.
people might
I got to see more.
People might make fun of me for using this cliche, but you can't skip steps. That's why I can't pick the Pistons or the Spurs this year yet.
Yeah.
I think they're headed there. I think we're going to see a Pistons-Spurs final sooner than later, but not this year. I think you're going to see a Thunder-Celtics final. But you have some teams that are close, and the Spurs making this big jump, the Pistons making this big jump, those are teams that are going to be around for quite a while. And pretty soon they're going to be running their conferences. And I say that even with the Thunder in the West. The Spurs are going to be a juggernaut for years to come.
I think we've solved some problems today. Spurs, Pistons, they're kind of brothers in their own respective conferences.
They're
right?
shirt brothers.
They're shirt brothers, and they are definitely.
But they don't have championship shirts.
They don't. I'm telling you, that is a good comparison because it's like those teams are both great. They are not ready yet.
They're built for the long haul, but you've got to go
Okay.
through a process. The Thunder, the year before last year, they made the playoffs. They played really well, but they didn't break through. They got beat in the second round, if I remember correctly. That was part of their process, and they learned a lot in that process. And the next year, they were a juggernaut, and they had the experience, and those guys believed, and they ripped through everybody.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We will dip in on some Mammoth talk, hot Mammoth talk today. The Utah Mammoth holding on to a 5-point lead currently in the with that wild card 1 spot in the Western Conference wild card race and the playoff race. You got to keep it. You got to figure out how to do it. But they're playing phenomenal hockey right now. We'll talk about that next and see what the rest of the schedule looks like for the Mammoth. 97.5 KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Accessing.
When TV and radio collide.
Love it.
This is what you get. You're listening to JJ and Alex.
Don't touch that dial.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Oh, yeah. You know, thinking of Ozzy Osbourne made me think of Augusta, Georgia. The two are
What?
eternally interconnected, right? Could you imagine
What
a
did you
person?
say?
Could you imagine a person that would be less invited to Augusta? Mate, can you have any? I saw you had some of those birds over there on
Sharon!
He bites the head off of a bat at Amen Corner
A
and goes,
gopher.
"Stuff that in your golf bag." May he rest. May he rest.
Sharon!
I only said that because I opened. I'm listening. We're rocking out to
Oh,
Ozzy.
yeah. This is one of the best top 5 rock song all time. Paranoid?
Right. And then
Black
I just.
Sabbath?
Oh yeah.
Easy, right?
In terms of like the
Prove me
pace, no, the pace of it is phenomenal, and it rocks out. You're exactly right. But while that was playing, I'm like, hey, we're assigning golfers all week thanks to Copper Rock.
Oh, that's right.
Copper Rock Masters giveaway starting right now on our program. How does it work? If you give us a call right now, 801-575-ZONE, that's 801-575-ZONE, 801-575-9663, you're assigned a player in this year's Masters field, and then we assign 24 through all the way up till Wednesday evening. So we'll do the last one on Wednesday evening during our show. DJ and Pika obviously kicked it off this morning. We start assigning a golfer every half hour during all these shows, and then the person can actually opt for the field, right? Or no. We just assign it to them. Oh, we do a coin toss. Boom. All right?
That's the best way to solve
that's
the
best way
world's
to solve
problems.
anything. I mean,
Coin
that's
toss.
it's good enough for the NBA. It's good for us.
Well, of course.
The NFL does it to start off every game. All right? I do love when that guy tossed the coin. What thing was that at? And it just spun like this. It didn't do anything. It didn't flip at all. It just, and everyone's like, wait a minute. And he's like, no, it didn't flip. I got to do it again. That's the problem you
How
have
do you
with
blow the coin toss?
That's the problem you have with
Come on,
coin
ref.
tosses. So if you call right now, we'll assign you a golfer. If you win, or if your golfer wins, then you win. And then you get 18 holes for 2 at Copper Rock Golf Course in Hurricane. You also get a gas card to help you get down there. Copper Rock, where the pros play. And even the not-so-decent people like myself. I've played there. It's beautiful, by the way. Copper Rock is awesome. But they do have this part where you're on, like, I think when you're coming in, I think on 9 or 18, awesome condos line the fairway.
Of course.
And everybody's at their pools watching you absolutely
That's
be
pressure.
terrible at golf.
That's pressure.
Yes. And the pressure is also not to slice that mother into their big picture window.
Kill some kid with a golf ball?
Yeah, you got to be careful there. So
witnesses as you damage property.
What I'm telling you is it's beautiful. They have these awesome condos. It looks like you're in almost another country. You have these,
I've probably said this on the air before, but if it didn't matter, like just pick a place you want to live, I'd live down there.
St. George?
I love it.
Oh, you're a hot guy.
My
you like
kids
the
love
heat
it too. Oh yeah,
You
I
love
don't
it?
mind it.
Okay.
Like, you live with it. What, 3
Sure.
3 months out of the year it's over 100?
all day, every day. Yeah.
I mean, the other 9 months are like very nice.
Yeah. No, you're right.
The Red Rock, I love it.
Okay. So we're going to get a golfer assigned right now. We'll do it again at 4:30 and at 5:30. So there you go. What do we have here? The Utah Mammoth. So let's look at what the Mammoth have done in just the last few games here, because they needed these 2 road games were going to be critical, obviously. And the last stretch has been crazy for this team. They've won one. Let me see here. So they've scored in the wins that they've had over the past 4 wins that they've had. 7 goals, 6 goals, 6 goals, 4 goals. They're scoring a ton.
Yeah.
And they're putting the puck in the back of the net. And it's the guys who you want to see doing it, right? And then every once in a while you get the guys who come in and go, hey, they've been taking it out of our first and second line here. Let me add one myself, Then your Alex Kerfoots and your Michael Carconis, those guys show up when you need them. And it's been a big time move for this Mammoth over the past when they got the brakes beaten off of them a week ago or a week and a half ago against the Caps here at home. It was a gut punch. Since then, they beat the Kings 6-2. They beat the Kraken 6-2. They beat the Canucks 7-4. Like putting in 6 and 7 goals over that span has just been, I think, crucial for those guys. And on top of it, I think when we had Bear on Friday, I reminded him that Dylan Guenther had 37 goals, and they have, these they had the 3 or 4 games left. I go, can we get him to 40? He's like, that's up to him, And then guess what happened? He scored 2 the other night against the Canucks, and the guy is on his way. I think he might be 1 goal short still, with plenty of time obviously left. Think about the growth. The best he's done in his career. Now he's very young still. The best year he had in his career was last year, 27 goals on the season. And this year he's gonna go past that 40 goal mark, and you could have very well had. I mean, Schmaltz is climbing up there still. Cooley had the stint where he's not playing, and he's still scoring goals at a great rate. You're getting your best goaltending right now. After that game, everybody kind of woke up a little bit after that Caps game, right? And so I think you're seeing the whole team respond to the pressure that they know is there. And they could have melted. Obviously, there's a lot of games left still. I say a lot. They still have a handful of games left. They're going to go, or they're coming back home for 3. They go back on the road for 1, and then they come back for 2. So they're 5 out of their next of the final 6 games are all at home. That's huge. And the Mammoth fans showing up at Delta Center is going to be massive, because those games, if it really does start coming down to the wire, JJ, it's going to be, those games are going to feel like the playoff games. And then when they get to the playoff games, they'll be insane across the street here, which is what we've been aiming for forever. And if they play Edmonton, you'll be on that Greyhound bus all the way up to AB, Alberta.
Can't wait. Oil country, here it comes.
Oil country. No one says oil country.
I think Edmonton is as far north as Juneau, Alaska.
Oil country.
Let's ride.
No one does that. This is oil country. People are like, oh, okay. Where are you saying that? Like it's like, come on.
Watch too much Landman.
I know.
No, I mean, you know what? It's a new. In all seriousness, like this is a new territory for us.
Yeah.
I'm talking about us in the media here, and you listening right now, the sports fan here in Utah. We've never experienced a Stanley Cup playoff run together before. I'm excited about it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it's like either. It's going to be new. It's going to be fresh, and it's going to be fun. And we've had Jazz playoff runs over here before, and it's a blast. This is going to have a different energy to it. This is going to be something we've never experienced before. I don't know what to expect, but I know it's going to be crazy. And I can't wait for it. It's going to be so exciting. And, yeah, if it's the Oilers, that's a tough matchup, but bring it on. This is what you want when you're playing in a Stanley Cup playoffs. You want to be able to play the Oilers or the Avalanche or the Stars or the Wild for a chance to go win a cup. This is what you wanted. This is what you're asking for. When Ryan Smith had this vision of bringing the NHL to Utah, this is what he wanted people to enjoy, is being a part of that. And in a couple of weeks, we are going to get to experience that. Unless something catastrophic happens, we're going to get to experience that. And it's fun and exciting. And this team, you talked about what they've been through and how they responded last week. They had a plus 11 goal differential last week after getting their butts kicked the week before.
Oh, yeah.
We were questioning this team, like, what's going on? What's the deal here? In the locker room, they were accountable, but they weren't down and out. And I give them credit for that. This never too high, never too low. Alexander Kerfoot called it, the way he phrased it was, this team doesn't have any scars. This is fresh and new for these guys, too. Clayton Keller's never played in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Nick Schmaltz has never been to the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's been in the league for a decade.
Yep.
This franchise, prior to this, the Arizona Coyotes, was irrelevant. They were never good. They were always mid. They always missed the playoffs. And none of these guys have been able to experience, and even the young guys especially, they don't have the scars. They don't know. They just take it game by game. They go out there, play hockey. They have a good time. They're playing the game they love. They are the true wild card in this postseason in the NHL because they are a team without the scars, without the pressure. They're good. Their goal differential is right up there with everybody else at the top of the league, with the exception of the Avalanche and the Lightning and the teams that are just better than everybody else, the Hurricanes. But right up there with everybody else. They can compete with these teams. They know it. They've proven it. And now they're going to get a chance to prove it on that stage, and I can't wait to witness it. It's going to be fun.
So, as it stands right now, the Oilers, of course, are coming in 39, 29, and 9. The Mammoth are 40, 30, and 6. So the Oilers have more points because they have more overtime losses, even though they have one fewer win. Here's the thing: is I don't look at these teams as being. Edmonton is underperformed. On top of the fact they don't have Leon Draisaitl.
Yes,
like but he
hasn't missed the whole season. This team has just been not up to standard.
I agree, and I think for the sake of trying to say, well, this team's been to the final the last 2 years. When you subtract him,
what happened to the Panthers this year?
I know, and when you subtract Leon Draisaitl and you try to put it all on Connor McDavid, who has choked in a couple of these finals, and everyone's looking right at him. Right.
They have the pressure.
He has a ton of pressure.
Yep.
So the scars are on them. If they can play loose, whatever version of that is for a bunch of 21, 22, 23-year-olds, like, yeah, man, play loose. Love to see it. Love to see these guys figure it out. And we'd love to see a lot of these dudes first time in the playoffs. I mean, it's just, this is the kind of stuff you prepared for. You know, that's why you brought a franchise in. Take you to the playoffs. And next year the team stays together. You know?
This
and the year after the team stays together.
And they've got young guys in the pipeline that might be better than some of the guys they've got on the ice right now.
Oh, yeah.
TJ Ginland, Caleb
They're counting on it. They're kind of counting on it, right? Like,
I mean, Daniil Boot can get there.
Yep.
Dmitry Simashev might be better than some of the guys that are on the back line right now. Like, there's so much potential down the road when you're adding this talent. And there's no reason why they have to go out and trade those guys. I feel that way. Let those guys continue to come up. Keep them in the organization. I don't think that, well, there's some buzz in the league that Austin Matthews wants out of Toronto. And he wants to get closer to home.
Come to America. Come back to America.
Very nice.
We love you.
Back to Phoenix. Well, Phoenix doesn't have a team anymore.
Hey, that's a shame.
But what teams in the southwest of this country have teams? Vegas, L.A.
Hey, Austin Matthews.
Utah.
All that stuff about how we said you haven't been playing very well and you might be overrated a little bit. Forget about all that, man. Now, here's the thing, though.
Is that it? What would you give up to get Austin Matthews to add to this core? And do you want to disrupt what they have? This playoff run will tell us a lot about where this team is at as a franchise.
You can't add it. You can't add Austin Matthews. You'd have to give up so much to do it. You'd have to give up so much to do it. Maybe they've got a lot, but I'm just saying.
They're the team that does have a lot.
Do you put the C on his chest? Or you keep it with Kels?
This is why I bring it up. Is there's this team can prove now that they're good enough that they don't need to go out and get an Austin Matthews to take it to the next step. If they go out and they win let's say it's not the Oilers, it's the Ducks, or maybe they could beat the Oilers. I don't know. You're like, the Oilers haven't been great this year.
Yeah.
Not to the level that we're used to them. If this team can go on a deep run in the Stanley Cup playoffs with this core and this group, it convinces Bill Armstrong and everybody involved that we don't need to go out and get an Austin Matthews. We have what we need right here as a team. We'll continue to get these young guys ready to come up and be a part of this moving forward in the future. We've got our big guys locked in, and they can go out and just make Stanley Cup playoff runs for the next decade with what they have in-house already.
So I think for them, for the Mammoth, didn't we talk about this? And we'll chat about it more with Cole Bagley when he comes in the final hour, or I guess maybe in the 5 o'clock hour he's going to join us. But the idea of, hey, you know what? Like these guys, what they've done right here, if they just win 3 games out of these next 6, will that do it? Will that be enough? Winning the 3, they get 3, they get 6 points.
It gets you to 92.
I know, it's right on the edge, isn't it?
Nashville has 6 games left. For them to get to 92, they need 11 points.
You'd have to win every game.
They would have to go on
They
a roll.
They have to win every game.
Same with LA. They have 6 games left. They're at 81. And that's a team that's just scratching.
See, now I feel better.
That's a team that's just scratching together overtime losses right now.
I know.
I know they won their last game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right, listen. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We have Weekend Warriors around the corner. We got some great sound for you to be able to listen to as well. Uh-oh. Napolis threw in a soccer reference. More to go around the corner. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Football is live.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Just top.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The biggest name.
You're locked into JJ and Alex. With the insight and analysis on the teams you can't live without. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. It's JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Happy Monday. Thanks for being a part of the program. When it's Monday, we get into our Weekend Warriors, people who won the weekend for us. Before we do that, though, this Wednesday is a Win Ticket Wednesday, as it is every Wednesday right here on the KSL Sports Zone. You can win tickets. And this week, it's going to be, hey, if you didn't win them last week, how about tickets to see Weezer, the Shins, and Silver Sun Pickups? Boom. At the Maverick Center coming September 15th. So if you didn't win them last week, you have another chance to do it this week. The tickets are on sale right now, livenation.com, or you can listen all day on Wednesday for your chance to win. All right. Big weekend, of course, for the Utah Mammoth, and they're on a little bit of a roll here, and they're scoring a lot of goals, and it helps to have a captain who is so dialed in, and Clayton Keller is one of our Weekend Warriors.
Back around it goes. Carlson waiting for it. He's got 2 goals tonight. Utah gets a handle. Schmaltz out for Keller at the empty net. He scores. Clayton Keller gets the hat trick and Utah's 7th goal of the night. 3 goals for the captain. It's his 3rd career hat trick, and there's a couple lids being tossed here at Rogers Arena.
I did notice couple diehard Utah Mammoth fans were there in attendance. Or maybe those were just pissed off, like throwing it ironically at their Vancouver team. Like, I got a new team. My hat's off to this guy because you guys stink. So hat trick for the captain, and it was a great weekend for this Mammoth team, getting a win up in Seattle and up in Vancouver. Those were the ones that you were like, okay, get that done. You feel like you can get both of those, and they did. They handled them. So, all right, I wasn't a fan of putting this one in, but there's a guy, he played in a baseball game and may or may not have robbed 3 home runs from my Mariners.
There are no balls and 1 strike. And here's a drive out to right from Raleigh. Adele's back near the wall. He leaps, and he caught it! Joe Adele! There's a drive to right. Adele is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one! Joe Adele, what a night! Lead. Now here's Crawford with a fly ball to right toward the corner. It's Joe Adele again near the foul pole. Leaping up. Did he catch it again? So it's a home run. They called him out. He did it again.
Fell in the crowd. So it's a home run. Except for I didn't know the rules. Wait a minute. See, the thing that's tough is that, like, Joe Adele, phenomenal. Like, first of all,
seriously,
baseball has to play 162 games a year, all the teams every year for eternity, right? It's been playing forever, and they're going to play them forever. You think you've seen every scenario,
yeah,
right? What? You were going to make a Field of Dreams joke with the eternity thing?
But I don't know the rules. Now I want to see that in a call someday.
I know. I forgot the rules, Mike. What do you have? He's out.
I just announced some complete nonsense because I don't know the rules. What a day here at the ballpark.
It ruined the call because it was the third one, and he goes, so it's a home run that they called him out on. Whoa. So Joe Adele does the impossible, and baseball gives you so many opportunities that you have to play 1 million games to be able to have a result like that. It was just one of those crazy things. Now, it just so happened to be that the Mariners should have had 3 balls go over the freaking wall against the Angels, which is what we were expecting.
And you would have won the game because they only scored 1 run. And then the heartbreak of Sunday, getting walked off in extra innings.
Hate it. 1-0 though against the Angels.
You could be in first place right now.
I know, and Cal needs to get going. He needed that home run, man.
Come on, big dumper.
I can never get used to that.
I'm happy for Joe Adele though. He spent a lot of time here in Salt Lake.
Yes,
playing
he did for the Bees, man.
And now he's turning into an all-star level center fielder.
I love it. And then of course we've got some football ready for you that Alex Napolis claims he didn't do anything. I don't know. Anyway, here's what it sounded like with the local young kid who we might see for the next 20 minutes here in Salt Lake City, so you better enjoy it while you can.
Philip Quinn with a foul, and he got away. Nobody called it. Oh, it was a clear grab. Arcel into possession. Caliscan to Gozo. Pops it up. Shoots. Scores!
That was David James on the call. He knows the rules.
Yes, he does.
When the ball goes in the net.
That's a goal.
And the flag's not up. It's a goal. How about Xavier Gozo? Where's he going to end up?
Somewhere in Europe.
Is he going to play in Leicester City with your guys? He's like, ooh, no. Xavier Gozo's all, nah, I'm not doing that.
So we do need to ask our resident soccer expert here, Alex Napolis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
International soccer expert, I should say. What's the likely league that he would take the next step in? Because it's not like from MLS to EPL, is it? Or could he find what's the next likely logical stepping stone for him? Because somebody's coming at him with a lot of cash, right?
He could end up in the EPL. There was actually an EPL club who was sniffing around him this winter.
Okay.
But it didn't happen. Obviously, he stayed here, and it's probably a good thing he stayed here. I think maybe if you go to a little bit more developmental league, maybe France, maybe Germany, that might be a better step for him before he ends up in the EPL, but we'll see.
Okay.
Either way, this dude's going to be playing at the highest level of soccer someday.
If he's doing that, that means he's also
from here, which is cool.
Yeah, and if he's doing that, that also means he'll be a rep on Team USA at some point too.
Selfishly, I want to see him play for Real Salt Lake forever, but that's not reality. He's too good.
Already a superstar in the sport. Jane Hedengren,
oh my gosh,
for BYU set another 10,000 meter record. So, how many natties does she have in the back pocket?
She's already won 2 in the indoor season.
Yes.
And now she's starting the outdoor season, and she just
won the 10,000 meter.
An NCAA record in the 10,000 meters in the NCAA outdoor season. She's going to win national championships in the outdoor. She's a freshman.
Crazy.
She's going to win a gold medal in the Olympics one day.
I like it.
Book it.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
And I don't know the rules.
Back to you.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. When we do return, if your bracket was busted up weeks ago and you look at it in the tattered mess that it is now, Jerry Palm will walk you through why you made bad picks. We'll see what Jerry Palm, of course, college basketball writer and bracketologist for palmbrackets.com. This guy knows what he's talking about. We're going to have him on, break down the NCAA tournament on top of the national championship game tonight. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Your home for the best coverage of the Jazz, Utes, and Cougars is right here on The Zone. This is JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Of course, it's that time of the year for us to be able to not just talk about the NCAA tournament, but to talk about how terrible our brackets went. JJ, back to you. I actually love it because if my oldest son won our family bracket, I'd be in real trouble.
Why is that?
Because it's the dad thing. You don't want to lose to like your son who is like going, I know more about this than you do, Dad. Come on.
So you got a little bit of an ego thing going on here.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't. It's like not. I can't let him beat you. Like
At
out
least
of
you admitted it.
Driveway basketball, you can't let him win.
That's fair.
Wrestling, can't let him win. Got to show him. Got to assert your dominance.
But if
know
your
what I mean?
sweet daughter kicks your butt in March Madness,
Boom.
you're good with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because then she's also kicking his butt, right? So right now, our 5-year-old Maeve is in the lead, and she has UConn picked as her winner.
Wow.
The two little boys are in second and third.
So she's a big Dan Hurley fan.
Yeah, she just likes his attitude.
She likes his
kind
style.
of the flair that he brings.
Yeah.
And the two little boys have Michigan in their championship, and they're right behind her. So we actually have some Skittles on the line here tonight.
Well, that'll be a fun night at that.
Yeah, gambling with
Kirry
minors. It's
household.
great.
Teach them while they're young.
Yeah, that's how you do it with it.
Hey, Maeve, take the over.
All right, joining us on the program right now, he's put together a bracket or two in his day, and he's seen how things have shaken out, too, over time, and it's always good to have him on the program. Jerry Palm joins us on the show. Jerry, thanks for being with us, man.
Hi, thanks for having me on. I'm glad that I'm not competing with my kids.
I know.
Or
see?
for that matter, your kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that
Yeah, good
you know
luck
how it
beating
goes.
Maeve.
You know how it goes. And your situation, Jerry's even worse because they'll be like, I thought you were the bracketologist.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's tough.
It's all over you.
That's got to be tough, Jerry, because everybody thinks you're the expert.
My job is really predicting who's going to get in.
Right.
You know.
Then I walk away.
No.
It's good. So has it shaken out the way that in your mind you thought, hey, I mean, you've seen it all. So trying to predict a champion is really, really tough to do.
Yep.
The thing that shocked me the most this weekend was Arizona getting absolutely housed by Michigan.
Yeah.
We thought that was going to be such a competitive game, and I'll tell you, Michigan asserted themselves.
Yeah, they have. And as they have, by the way, almost the entire season in non-conference play. The first 3 games, they were a little bit closer because you're still, trying to figure out who's who. But after those first 3 games, and even including those first 3 games, they've won their non-conference games by an average of like 25 points.
Jeez.
Yeah, and they lost, to Duke. So, there's a loss in there. But they've just been, conference play was a little different. It was weird, watching that game as a Purdue guy because we just beat Michigan, and they're out there, just annihilating the team that beat us. So it was, just a little weird. But Michigan's been like that all year, and it's just, they were again against a team that you would have thought would have been much more competitive. And, now, we've got a great championship game tonight. Hopefully everybody's healthy. They said Solo Ball might be back. Yaxel Lendeborg has been dinged up and is probably a game-time decision for Michigan. And it's not a good thing at all for Michigan if he can't play because he's very important to that team.
Oh, no doubt about that. Landeborg is a likely lottery pick in this upcoming NBA draft. And you look at that team and just it's interesting, Jerry, because you watch these teams and you got 2 teams that have a lot of veteran presence. And with all the hype that's made about freshmen, doesn't it is, and you can comment to this, but when you're evaluating some of these teams for the tournament, how important is experience, even in today's age where you have all these freshman phenoms that come into the college game? How important is experience when it comes down to this time of year?
Oh, I think it means a lot, because you've seen a lot. Now, it would help. Tournament experience is helpful, but just being a veteran team, I think, is a big deal. And we've seen a lot of teams that are not highly dependent on freshmen, like Illinois is not. Keaton Wagler, obviously a great player, but they've got a lot of upperclassmen that are really good. Purdue, of course, was led by 3 seniors in the Elite Eight. Michigan, they've got a really good freshman, but for the most part, upperclassmen. Arizona, 2 great freshmen, but on an 8-deep rotation at least. So, a lot of these teams, and of course UConn, Braylon Mullins hit the big shot to win the first game, but they're not relying on freshmen either. So, yeah, the teams that are having the most success, at least in this tournament this year anyway, have been veteran teams.
Jerry, as you see these, how things shook out, and there were teams that I think we were all kind of surprised at. What are the things that really matter the most nowadays of making a deep run in the NCAA tournament? Because last year it was all 4 of the number 1 seeds that made it to the Final Four. This year it's not necessarily much better. You had a couple 1 seeds, and then you had a 2 seed that is a 2 out of the last 3 national championships, and then a 3 seed in Illinois that might have been the very tiny bit of an outlier here. Is the tournament getting less and less entertaining because it's getting less and less competitive with the little guys being left out real early?
I don't know that it's less entertaining, because good teams can be entertaining as well. But it's one of the things that I think is going to happen as time passes, and we've got all of the money in college sports flowing uphill to the major conferences, and by major we have 5 in college basketball, but what I'm really talking about is the 4 football major conferences. Really dominating the money, dominating the rules, and the administration of college sports, and I think it's going to become much more difficult for the little guy to compete generally. So, yes, they'll get tournament bids, but the 5-12 upset might be a thing of the past. The 6-11 upset, we had one this year. VCU knocked off Carolina, but maybe that's as far as down the bracket as you can reasonably go and expect maybe to find one upset. And, it's at the major conferences, those 4 in particular, and I even wonder now how long the Big East is going to be a major conference, because, a lot of those schools don't even play football. UConn's the only one that plays FBS football, and, they're not really a power in football. Right. So UConn needs to get into one of those conferences if they want to be able to, survive in this market, long-term viability in terms of just their athletic, success. And I think it's going to be hard for the Big East to stay competitive in basketball as time goes on and the money starts to really consolidate away from them.
Speaking of UConn, I mean, no one should be terribly surprised they're in this position. This is their 3rd in 4 years getting to the Final Four in a championship game, won those 2 titles. But you look at what they had to go through to get there, and beating Duke, beating Illinois. Illinois is one of the best offenses in the country. Yep. I think it's fair to say that they have exceeded expectations this year by getting to this game. How have they been able to do it? What's the key?
Well, the key is experience. They're an experienced team, and they know how to get to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got players on this team that have done it. Caravan has been part of both champions. The veteran guys on this team have won a ring. So, they don't really depend heavily on freshmen. I mean, Mullins has given them starting for them and given them some good play, but for the most part, it's an upperclassman team, and there's a lot to be said for experience in the tournament, success in the tournament, because you know how to win games like this, and that's not nothing.
Jerry, as you watch this season come to an end, what's the next step for college basketball when it does come to being competitive with being able to pay some of the best players? And we always talk about it for football, but what is that going to look like long term in terms of how it shapes what basketball is going to be long term with the amount of money that's come in.
Well, and that's kind of what I was alluding to before with the major conferences, really dominating the revenue in terms of what they can raise for themselves, in terms of what the sport is giving them, and especially in football. That's where the big money is. But if you get a lot of money in football, you don't have to put it all back into football.
Right.
You can put it back into basketball or softball or whatever it is that, you like to play and you want to be especially good at. You can do that with the major conferences. And that's why I'm afraid that we're going to see even more of an imbalance going forward as the TV money in particular feeds the larger conferences, the major conferences.
If it was a 7-game series, Michigan probably wins that, but it's a one-off tonight between these two teams. What does UConn need to do well, or what must they do to beat a Michigan team that's a 6.5-point favorite?
Rebound, because Michigan is big. And, Axel Lindenberg has got to play for Michigan. I think it's a much harder job for them because he's the Swiss Army knife for them. He can play all 5 positions or at least guard them. And, that really makes him very important to this team. But Michigan is big. They're aggressive on the glass, and UConn's going to have to compete on the glass with Michigan because they can't be in a position where they're giving up second and third shots because Michigan is really good at getting those second and third shots.
We saw today in the coaching world, the University of North Carolina basketball program go the direction of the University of North Carolina football program. Hey, this guy won at the highest level, at the professional level. Let's give him a hire. Mike Malone and the rumors of him being the next coach at North Carolina, what would a transition be like for a guy like Mike Malone to go to the world of college basketball after he won a title in 22-23 with the Nuggets?
Yeah, it's obviously a different sport, and it's important that he has assistant coaches that are familiar with college basketball. He just don't bring guys from the Nuggets. Go out and get some really good assistant coaches that can guide him, help guide him through the ways of college basketball as he's getting used to it, and let him just, coach the team on the floor and in practice. And that would really be helpful as he gets used to things like that. But, it's – and I guess he's got a connection to North Carolina, so all this talk of having to go outside the family may not have really come to fruition. But it took Carolina a really long time to find their guy.
Right.
And I would guess I would be kind of alarmed if I was a North Carolina fan that it took so long to find someone willing to take the job. But if he comes in and does a great job, nobody will care. Right?
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right.
He could certainly coach his way out of whatever talk that is.
Just win, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And that's but the transition, the NBA game is different than the college game, and we've seen coaches go both directions, and you don't see a ton of success. There has been some, but you don't see a ton of success, coaches going from one to the other. So, we'll just have to see how he's able to do. Obviously, the hardest part, the biggest difference is recruiting, which you don't have to really do at least not the same way in the NBA. So that's why assistant coaches in particular will be important for him.
We had Utah State hired Ben Jacobson here in Utah, and Ben Jacobson is a name very familiar to people that follow the game and what he did at Northern Iowa.
Midwest.
Yeah, right, exactly. Utah State continues to dip into the Midwest for their hires. What's your thoughts on that hire? What's your thoughts on Ben Jacobson?
He's a terrific coach. I mean, that's a great hire. It's and Utah State is a solid program at that level. Always competitive in the Mountain West. I think it's a great hire. And he's a good coach. Won everywhere he's been at a program where they're used to winning and know how to win. So I think it's a great match, and I expect Utah State to still be competitive and successful in the Mountain West. I think it's a really good hire.
Is it pretty fascinating for you from afar to watch and see how Utah State's been able to continue to do this despite all the changes each and every year they've had to go through over the last 7-8 years?
It's kind of the nature of the beast. If you're successful in a league like the Mountain West, people are coming for your coach, and so you're going to be changing coaches every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And but whoever is doing the hiring has done a good job picking out a good coach to replace the one that has just left, and the transitions have been smooth enough that you're not dealing with, everybody hitting the portal and they still continue to win. They're doing a great job.
We're a couple hours away from this national championship game, and I've decided I don't know anything about how this thing's going to go now. Just because of it's not just like, oh, I'm surprised that this team lost to this team. It's also like the amount of blowouts we've seen in this NCAA tournament, crazy. I certainly hope it's not that, but how much of a chance? Because not a lot of people are giving a chance. I don't know how, to the team who has the last 2 out of the 3 national championships and a guy whose team already knows how to kind of get there. UConn is the underdog against this Michigan team that is just steamrolling people right now. How do you see this one play out?
Well, they should be the underdog. I mean, that makes sense. Michigan's been better all year, but, you count UConn out at your own peril. I mean, it's just – it would be foolish. UConn's going to show up. UConn's going to be competitive. I expect a pretty good game, but we thought that about the Arizona game too. As Michigan, man, when they're on, they're really on. They're going to be hard to beat. I picked Michigan in my bracket at the beginning, so I'm sticking with Michigan. But I'm sure that Dusty May was not really happy. I bet they'd have rather played Illinois than UConn in this championship game because UConn is a champion, and that's what they do.
The NCAA tournament, it looks like it's going to expand from 68 to 76. At least that's the word in both men and women. What are your thoughts on that? As an expert bracketologist and someone who's been a part of this for a long, long time, do you think we need to do that?
I am steadfastly 100% in favor of going back to 64.
Oh, wow.
I'm with you.
I like it.
I'm with you. But
so that first 4 just doesn't make sense, is what you're saying.
No. Look, I just somebody posted on Twitter. I reposted it. Overheard in Indianapolis 2 Michigan fans talking. It's like, if they expand to 76, that means Indiana would have been in the tournament. Who wants that?
That's fair. What are your
this Indiana team anyway.
Right. You make a great point. Like we already are seeing it watered down a little bit, isn't it? And they want 24 teams to play in an opening round. Obviously, we know what this is driven by, but is this going to hurt the quality of the tournament?
Absolutely. When you adding bad teams to the tournament, it does not make it better.
Right.
Yeah, but what if it's your bad team? But what if it's my bad team? I want my bad team in. Come on.
If you could add good teams to the tournament, a couple more 1-seed level teams or 3-seed level, if you could do that, that would make the tournament better. Adding to the bottom of the bracket makes it worse. The overall quality of the bracket is worse. There's just no way more is better. It's not. More is definitely worse.
Jerry Palm, awesome job, of course, the bracketologist we go to for all of our picks for the NCAA tournament. It's a really fun thing to be able to break all this stuff down and talk to an expert who also admits no way is he getting in the game of picking brackets and going against his kids and those things. We all have the same fear every year, even the expert bracketologist. Jerry, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, look. I mean, we've talked to Jerry a handful of times, maybe a dozen times, right?
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, his takes are, what are we trying to fix here?
Yep.
And it's a tough thing, too. So I was up in Seattle over the weekend, and my nephew was with us, and he goes, yeah, but UW won a national championship. What year was that? I was like, in 1991. Yeah. And I said, unless you're a Miami fan. He's like, what? I said, oh, yeah. And then so my brother's kids all went to UW. And so he's like, and the other one's like, wait, what? No, I said, yeah, you won't see it on the sign at the stadium. They're not going to put co-champions up there.
They shared the title.
Okay? They go, oh, we're the AP winner? These dudes over here, the UPIs, blah.
The UPIs. Remember the old UPI?
But guess what? Miami, at their stadium, has 1991 national championship.
Why wouldn't they?
They're not saying co. They're just going whatever. And then the question was asked, like, how on earth did they just not play the good teams against one another? Thank you. Right?
We've since fixed that.
But not just that. Like, we get so stupid when we decide to just hang out with this terrible idea with the thought of, in the case of this, it was you worship at the feet of the bowl committees of whatever bowl you're in.
It's tradition.
The Orange Bowl was bigger than these teams.
Yeah, it's tradition.
The Rose Bowl was bigger than these teams.
This is the way we do it.
And actually bigger than the sport.
Right.
Like, no, these bowls
100%.
are more important than NCAA football.
Right.
They make this thing something extra. And now it's the other way around. It's like, hey, the Rose Bowl is a great place to go. But you know what's interesting? You can have now a team that wins the Rose Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and the Orange Bowl in the same season, which is freaking weird, but, man, that's some good hardware to haul in.
That's fun,
And when
right?
you tell your kids, yeah, back then in 2025 or 2026, they raked in the Rose Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and, the Sugar Bowl championship. They take home all these, and then that's how they're the national champion. They had to beat all the teams. Makes sense. I agree, though. Adding people at the very end is not where you're at. What you should start doing is adding more really, really good teams, and this is where people get pissed because then they're like, you're taking out the mid-major. Yeah, mid-major's got to prove itself a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, let's get this thing going. Add better teams. If you're going to make it 60, if you're going to make it, what's the number that everybody wants to do?
76.
Yeah, or if you want to do the 76 team, right, and you're going to add
And a 24-team tournament to be a part of it.
Yeah, you're going to add 8 teams to the official bracket. Then those 8 teams better be not just a Cinderella story. I want them to be the ones that are in the middle that are also battling for getting hot. All they're doing at the beginning of the tournament is trying to get hot. Just try to get hot here. Let's get on a heater and let's see if we can win this thing. And adding a way to find the best way to find good teams to add to the tournament, not just teams that were close enough, but not close enough. That were close, but not close enough to get into the actual tournament. Because then you're just talking about throwing in bad teams.
Yeah.
If we looked at the first 4 out right now, you'd be like, oh yeah, those guys weren't very good at all. But they did it because they wanted the first 4 out, and they added 4 more because the first 4 out. If we were able to put 4 more in a Tuesday play-in tournament, essentially before the 16, then people would be happy. Yeah, freaking right.
Well, Texas made the Sweet 16.
I know, but people aren't happy. They're like, oh, now I'm okay because now it's the new first 4 out. And when there's 76 teams, the one that are number 81 are gonna be like, come on, man. So we'll just keep doing this.
Yeah, sorry, Drexel, not your year.
Oh, Drexel. Hey, sorry about all that, Creighton. Wish you well. Creighton's too good of a program to throw to lump in with that. That was unnecessary. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Before we get out.
You owe Creighton an apology.
I do. I'm sorry, Blue Jays. Win big, of course, on our station. The way you can do it also is one of these nominating. Look, let somebody else win big. We have the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week program. You nominate somebody for a youth sports volunteer or a youth sports volunteer kind of in your area, somebody who does an awesome job. Beehive Meals, the Hero of the Week, KSLSports.com/contest. We read those winners off every week on our program on a Thursday, and then they get $250 to Beehive Meals. They get shout-outs on all the socials. It's going to be great. Nominate somebody today for that KSL Sports and Beehive Meals Hero of the Week. All right, we'll take a break. We will come back, and we've got ourselves, oh boy. It's all going to be fine. The NCAA stuff's going to be fine. You know why? Because we have an executive order that says we got to figure it out, okay? Stay with us. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Just top.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Accessing. When TV and radio collide.
Love it.
Wow. This is what you get. You're listening to JJ and Alex.
Don't touch that dial.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Hey, it's I will say, Sly went hardcore, JJ, when you were gone on April being the best month of sports.
He doubled down, huh?
He really did.
He told me he would.
See, I knew it. It was all just I feel like this was just
he believes it.
He does. I know.
He believes it.
And one of his big things that he hangs his hat on is the Masters. Now that I cannot fight against because the Masters is unique. It's special. It's very different. And guess what? Because there is another major. We've been doing this for all of the majors basically the last few years. The Copper Rock Masters giveaway goes like this. If you're calling number 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE, 801-575-ZONE, 801-575-9663. Caller number 12 is going to get a golfer assigned to them randomly, and that golfer will be the person you're cheering on the rest of the tournament. And if your golfer wins, you get 18 holes for 2 at Copper Rock Golf Course in Hurricane, plus a $100 gas gift card to help out as well. Copper Rock, where the pros play. So call number 12. Let's get it going. I don't know if there's I haven't seen like an odds-on favorite situation. I think, Rory obviously got that monkey off his back last year. I was super glad that he won. And then he immediately started not playing very well. He kind of came back around. He came back around for sure at the end of the season.
Well, you know who the odds-on favorite is, right?
Scheffler.
That's right.
Scotty Scheffler. Now, it's never that simple. There's always a day or two at the beginning that you're like, who is this cat?
Right.
And I always love those stories. So it could be anybody.
You want to guess the top 5?
For odds?
Yeah.
Oh. Justin Rose?
Not in the top 5.
Wow.
He is 35-1. He's like 12th.
Wow.
But he was a good guess.
Let me see here. So, is DeChambeau on that list?
He is 4th, 11-1.
Really?
Good job.
I'm going blank on golfers. So Scheffler's 1, right? You said.
Yeah.
So we have 1 and 4. 3
That's
more.
pretty good. You got 2 of them.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of Cam Smith.
Close.
Cam Young. Sorry.
Yeah, Cam Young. I knew what you meant. 47-2. He is in the top 10.
Oh, jeez.
So it's Scheffler, John Rahm 9-1.
Interesting. Yeah, and Rahm's see, that's a problem with the freaking Live Tour.
I know, right?
I forget about John Rahm. And not only is he a past champion, like he's playing really, really well there, but I don't know what playing really, really well in the Live Tour means sometimes.
Right.
Okay, I get it. The Spaniard, great.
So Rory McIlroy is tied for 3rd, 11-1, with Bryson DeChambeau, who's 11-1.
Okay.
And then Ludwig Oberg.
Oh yeah, Oberg
at 17-1 is top 5.
He's phenomenal. His golf swing is straight out of a textbook, and he's melted down kind of.
Yeah,
in big
he
moments.
had a chance to win a tournament 2 or 3 weeks ago and faltered in the final round.
Very non-Scandinavian of him to melt down in tough times.
Right, exactly.
The guy with zero emotion that he shows on the course. I hope, you know what, that's the kind of guy that you're like, hey, I could see him win. That'd be fun.
Yeah. The rest of the top 10, Xander Schauffele.
Yeah.
Cam Young you got. Tommy Fleetwood. Matt Fitzpatrick is 9th at 25-1. Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, Morikawa
31-1.
Always thrown in there.
Is 10th.
He always plays well for the first maybe couple days at the Masters. And he's one of those guys I want him to win it one day.
Yeah.
So.
If you're looking for one to bet on, how about Brooks Koepka, 37-1?
Former champion.
Yeah. Not in the top 10.
Did they say something about Rory's meal? His last meal before he dies? I don't know. They exactly like it was.
They're executing Rory McIlroy? What did he do wrong?
Rory.
Don't blame him for what Tiger did.
Okay, the Masters dinner from Rory. You ready for this?
Yeah.
You want to hear the rundown? I can't believe this. I can't believe we haven't done 48 minutes on Mr. Rory McIlroy because the invite says, served in honor of Mr. Rory McIlroy. Okay? We're getting too much on this,
It's got to be
by the
blood
way.
sausage, right?
I mean, there's got to be some throwback to the British Isles, right? Peach and ricotta flatbread. Very Irish. Yeah, right. Rock shrimp tempura.
Oh,
that guy spent. He lives in Florida, right? Like mostly full time.
Yeah, that's a
Floridian thing
for sure.
Bacon wrapped dates. I'll take it.
Okay.
Stuffed with goat cheese. Oh, I would love that.
Right.
Grilled elk sliders. We're in.
Oh, that sounds great.
Grilled elk
phenomenal.
sliders. Now that's
tastes
by
like
the way,
lean beef.
By the way, those are the starters.
Oh, more?
Here are your main courses.
Let's go.
Yellowfin tuna carpaccio. So it's going to be sushi, right?
Yes.
But I would go, as our guy Stevenson Sylvester would say, I would go ham on that tuna.
Oh, yeah.
Wagyu filet mignon or seared salmon.
Oh.
I would go. I would pull a John Daly and go, can I have both? Or
We got seconds, right?
Now, I think this is the British Isles throw in here. Sticky toffee pudding, vanilla ice cream, and warm toffee sauce. Boom. That's like their molten lava chocolate cake over there. Okay. Every place you go,
really,
that's on the menu. Yeah, it's like you go to a Mexican restaurant, flan and fried ice cream. You go to like an American restaurant where they have, American fare and blah, blah, blah. It's a regular steakhouse. They always have like some sort of a lava chocolate cake, right? It's kind of just normal. It's like there, or like a strawberry cheesecake, The sticky toffee pudding is on all of the menus over there. So There you go.
Well, disappointed you didn't go with some Ulster fry.
Excuse me?
Ulster fry.
Can you help me out?
That's a very popular food in Northern Ireland. It's a breakfast. You have bacon, eggs,
Great.
sausage,
Got it.
black pudding,
soda
bread, and potato farls.
So that's their twist on the English full breakfast.
I guess.
That's what it is.
Never had potato farls.
It sounds like you're cussing.
Irish flatbreads made from mashed potatoes, flour, butter, and salt.
See, that's why I had the flatbreads with the stuff on it.
I'd eat those.
Yeah, absolutely. I would not kick any of this.
That is an Ulster fry. He did not go with his native food. He went more, as you say, Floridian. That's a great meal.
That's phenomenal. They are just adding more and more things every time. Real quickly, with the president signing an executive order aimed at fixing college sports, so to speak, targeting transfer stuff and eligibility, I don't know what this is going to actually do.
Nothing.
I don't know if it's actually going to help.
It won't stand up in court.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Whether it's the right thing to do or not, it will not stand in court. There's already precedent.
Is there a regulatory something that could be put together that could help make a decision? Because I think a lot of people...
Yes, but the powers that be in the sport would have to agree to it. The government can't force this.
Yeah. I think this was just
It was all posturing.
This is like the rich guys inside of college football go, I'm going to call my dad and see what he says.
Nick Saban said,
yes.
Trump, can you help me out?
Bizarre.
That's all that was. It has no teeth.
Why did Nick Saban have to leave college football and then still
it even
want
says in the
the players to
executive
get paid
order
less?
that the NCAA has to apply this. There's no enforcement here. It's a waste of time. It was all for show. Not to get into politics. But
no, I know. But I mean, like,
if you
thought about it for a while.
Wow, this committee getting together with Trump, that's going to solve all these problems. We got change coming. Good.
Thank heavens.
You're going to show these kids how to really do this. No,
and
nothing's going to happen. It was a big waste of time. It was just a show.
Madam Speaker, can I say something about NIL? It's like, no. I hate that's a part that's hard. A lot of these like, congressmen, senators, all these people, when they sit in front of these committees, in front of like a Senate hearing, for example, and they want to hear from Nick Saban. These people are listening to him. They're going, So tell me what a Power 4 is. Is that a position on the field? Oh, those are the school. Okay, let me write this down. Like, these guys aren't following it, and they shouldn't.
It should never. Government should not.
Tommy
be running
Tuberville, who's a senator in Alabama, yes, senator in Alabama, was the head coach at Auburn. He doesn't understand what's going on right now.
Cincinnati.
And Cincinnati.
Everybody forgot.
Nobody wants that part. All right. Anyway. All right.
Yeah, this is dumb. Waste of time. That's my hot take.
Scotty G and friends are going to be at My Hearing Centers tomorrow, 8941 South 7th East in Sandy. That is My Hearing Centers. Go join Scotty G and friends tomorrow in Sandy at My Hearing Centers. Okay. Hey, now we got a couple things to talk about. We've got people who it currently sucks to be. We had the Weekend Warriors last hour. Now we have the people who it currently sucks to be. That's all coming up next. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Basking in the sports misfortune of others to help make you feel just a little bit better about yourself. As JJ and Alex present,
yes, we got beat. We got beat badly.
It sucks to be you.
All right, welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. That music, of course, means we're not dancing for the people who we're not trying to be mean and poke fun at them. However, I mean, some people are like genuinely bummed for it. Sucks to be that person right now. Okay. In one of the weirdest moments in women's NCAA basketball ever, the two arguably best coaches, I mean, maybe.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Pat Summitt, obviously, you'd throw in there.
Yes.
But I think that Gino Auriemma is going to go down as the best women's coach of all time, right now.
Unless catches.
Unless Dawn Staley runs down his wins record. And, of course, national championships, I don't know where they're both at right now with that. Gino obviously has set the tone for just a program that is historic. It's the run of UCLA through the 50s, 60s, 70s, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where they're at. And after Gino and Dawn Staley met in the women's Final Four, I think there were, what was there, like, it was kind of bad because everybody thought the game was over because there was like 0.8 seconds, right? Or something like that. It was like 0.6 seconds left, or the clock was stopped, or maybe it was 1.6 seconds or 11.6. Either way, the game was over. And South Carolina had handed UConn their first loss of the season, but also did it by absolutely housing them.
Yeah, which was his real source of frustration. He's a bad loser. He hasn't had to lose many times.
I know. And
when
so
he does, he does not take it well.
He went and got right in, and he made some. I've done all the lip reading things where the people were trying to break down what it was, and it was something about how she had made him wait in the pregame to shake his hand or something like that, or didn't come out on time.
It was the source of his angst was she did not meet him for a traditional pregame handshake, stating he waited at center court for 3 minutes. Staley said she did not remember it that way, saying, I went down there pregame, shook everybody on his staff's hand.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
It's the dumbest fight I've ever seen. Between two people who are used to winning a lot, and they're both really annoying.
They're both intense competitors.
Throw Kim Mulkey in here, you got yourself a stew.
Yeah, exactly.
You have all these people that might have those three might have bigger egos times 10 than any other coach, even in the men's ranks.
Outside of Dan Hurley.
Dan Hurley, something special.
Dan Hurley and these people are of the same.
I love how
They are the same.
Did you see that Dan Hurley came out?
They are insufferable. Can I say a-hole on the radio?
Well, you said it. There you go. But my favorite part
is... They are insufferable a-holes.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I cleaned it up. You didn't have to hit the dump button.
My favorite part is Dan Hurley is like, I support Gino Auriemma.
Of course he does.
And then said probably a string of expletives after that. But he was like, oh, my support is behind Gino. It's like, yeah, because both of you guys...
Next time they're going to see each other, they're going to give each other a high five.
And then probably punch each other
How
in the face.
insufferable were we?
Yeah, really good.
Did you see me get in the face of that ref? They didn't call tech because they were afraid. Because I'm Dan Hurley.
We brought it up with Jerry Palm, but North Carolina hiring Mike Malone, we're still trying to figure out what that's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I do think it's funny. What did you do? I won a bunch of Super Bowls. What'd you do? I won an NBA title. That's great. How about now? Losing record 4 straight seasons.
Right. This is North Carolina basketball. This is blue as blue blood gets.
There's no
in
version.
College basketball, and they had to settle for Michael Malone.
They thought that they thought they had what it's. I love when programs do this. They think that they are so important, so self-important. There's no way Tommy Lloyd will turn us down.
Right. There's no way that Coach May is going to turn us down.
No way. And instead, boom. Those guys get extended. Those guys stay at their places. Those guys are at winning programs currently. That's maybe the big indicator. Carolina Blue doesn't mean anything anymore. Did I just offend anybody?
That's hot. That's a hot take.
What does it mean anymore?
It's not what it used to be.
And everybody else has already caught up and lapped them.
Yep.
When it comes to NIL money, guess who adapted and survived? Duke. And that pisses them off big time.
Yep.
You could just say that, but it's everybody else too. Everybody else adapted and got better. And it wasn't just Hubert Davis's problem, but he's the guy, unfortunately, as a legendary alum, who has to take the L for them. Sucks to be Arizona. You lose by 150 points to Michigan.
Picked a bad time to have a bad game.
It was so weird.
Yeah, it was. Watching somebody house them like that was shocking.
Sucks to be Tony Finau. I was talking about it last week. He was in the lead after day one at the Valero.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so hard to maintain a lead. 4 rounds of this is going to be tough. He needed the win to go to the Masters and not miss it for the first time since 2018. It's his first major that he hasn't played in. He's played in every major since 2017. And then he's played in every Masters since 2018. I don't think his game has fallen off as much as people are thinking that it has, because he's still He's winning money. He hasn't done the thing where he's on the edge of losing his card. Okay, that's what I'm saying. He's a great golfer. He needs to string together some wins. And last year and the year before were his 2 best seasons as a pro. So I don't think you could just go, oh, he's not good anymore. I don't think that's it. But I was bummed because Tony Finau, I don't know if a better person.
I know. I want to see him win and get back
could have missed the Masters and,
that's a bummer.
And made me sad. The Red Rocks, speaking of missing something, the gymnastics team up at the University of Utah has missed nationals for the first time ever.
Speaking of North Carolina and blue bloods in a sport, Utah gymnastics they were the banner program in college gymnastics forever, and watching them dip like this is very concerning.
Really weird. Hey, this morning on DJ and PK's program, they gave out the Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers Strong Play of the Weekend with a $20 gift card coming your way if you can tell us what that play was. With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, no wonder people are switching to Chevy. If you heard them give that play out this morning, give us a call right now, 801-575-ZONE. That's 801-575-ZONE. 801-575-9663. Tell us what the play of the week was. All courtesy of your Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers. You can win that Amazon card. Hey, any clues, Annapolis?
It's a play that you already heard on the show earlier today.
Ooh, I like it. So you had to listen to their show and ours. How about that? Or we'll come back. Hey, joining us next is Cole Bagley, Utah Mammoth insider for KSLSports.com, and new dad again. Stay with us, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the biggest name. You're locked into JJ and Alex. With the insight and analysis on the teams you can't live without. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Thanks for being with us on the program. Appreciate ya. JJ, we've got lots going on the program today. And, of course, Jazz, Mammoth, not in action tonight. You do have the national championship that's going to fire up across these airwaves. You'll get the 6 o'clock pregame, courtesy of the folks on Westwood 1 on 1280. And then 97.5 will click you over to the game when our show goes final right before 7 o'clock. So you'll be able to hear the game in its entirety on the Westwood 1 network right on our signals, 97.5 and 1280. 1280 starts at 6. Game starts on both at 7. Joining us on the program right now, we've been talking Jazz and losing but winning. It's a weird concept. We are still trying to familiarize ourselves with it. In the hockey side of things, it's the old-fashioned playoff race that we love to be a part of. And, of course, as only the second year that this franchise has been here in Utah, to see the progress that they've made, to see what they're doing right now, to be in the lead in the Wild Card 1 race, or in the Wild Card race overall, is a good sign, obviously, and they control their own destiny. He is our Mammoth insider for KSLSports.com. Let's jump right in here with Cole Bagley. Let's do it.
It's time to talk hockey with the Utah Mammoth and NHL insider on KSLSports.com. Cole Bagley on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Cole Bagley, Utah Mammoth insider for KSLSports.com. Also, brand new dad again. Congratulations, Cole. It's all brought to you by the folks at Hercules First Federal Credit Union, growing stronger together. Everything going well? Mama, baby, everybody's okay?
Yep, everybody's okay. Doing well. Baby's happy and healthy and sleeping, so that's the most important thing at a time right now when, sleep is at a premium as we're coming into this final stretch of the season.
And you're like, honey, I gotta go to Edmonton. I'm sorry. Like I gotta go to Edmonton. And then you hit the pillow at the hotel. And no one's ever slept harder. Well, congrats, man. We're happy to see the Bagley family expanding, and it's fun to be able to.
Yeah, congratulations, Cole. It's awesome.
Good job, man. Mammoth insider Cole Bagley still was following the team, obviously, very, very closely.
No days off.
No, the hat trick started getting filed back again, and I went, that means Cole's back at work. Here we go. So. Let's talk about this team. We had a little bit of a chat in the hallway earlier with you because I'm looking at you and I'm like, hey man, what's the reality here for this team? Because they're up by 5 points. You have these teams that are all vying not just to get in the playoffs, but obviously they would love to not have to face the Avs in round one. But how do you think this team is doing right now, considering the last 2 games they've scored 13 goals on their last 2 opponents? And I think prior to that even they won 5-2. I can't remember exactly, but I remember it was like 6. It was 7-6, 6 maybe. Either way, they're scoring a lot of goals right now, and they're doing well to make sure that they stay on top of that wild card one.
Yeah, I mean they're playing with playoff confidence, and that's kind of the message that's been coming from the locker room. John Marino talked about that in the post game after they beat Vancouver. Is they're able to react to these situations because of their confidence. And when I asked Andre Tourny, how he has kind of seen that playoff confidence translate to the ice, he said it's been in their resilience, it's been in their reactions. In the last 2 games, like you said, they've outscored their opponents, I think, 13-6, but they started both of those games trailing, right? I think they started the game against Seattle down 2-0.
Yeah, and then 1-0 in Vancouver. Yeah,
exactly. And I think a year ago at the Utah Hockey Club, that would have broken them. They didn't have the maturity. They didn't have the resilience. And, for those teams, when you're an inferior team in the National Hockey League, the best way to beat that superior team is to come out buzzing, is to come out flying, is to pin them in their own zone, to play overly physical and get them off their game. And so many times last year, that was kind of the Achilles heel of Utah, is that they would go through these, stretches of playing poorly. It would get them off their game, and then they couldn't ever recover. Whereas, what we're seeing right now is they're coming down the stretch, is they're trying to not only make the playoffs but maintain the top wildcard spot, is they're handling adversity very, very well. The starts were definitely poor, but they got back to their game, and it took them about 7, 8, 9 minutes to get back to their game, and then they dictated the pace, and they absolutely exploded in terms of offense. And so I think right now, over the last 3 games, that's the best really the hockey that the Utah Mammoth can play. The starts could be a little bit better, but overall they're playing some of their best hockey. They're figuring things out, and they're showing that they mean business as they enter just these last 6 games.
It's been impressive because before that we saw them play some of their worst hockey of the season the week prior, and to see them respond in that way was really phenomenal and gives you a lot of hope and trust that this team is going to make this happen and get this done. You mentioned the offensive explosion. What do you attribute that to? Why did this team score so many goals in the last 3 games?
Yeah, I think, when their offense is at their best, it's when they're, not only they're generating off the rush, but they're playing physically in the offensive zone. They're pinning teams. They're winning back pucks. They're reloading. And it does help when the power play has scored as many goals as they have. I think they had, 2 or 3, in the previous game and a couple against Seattle as well. And so, for Utah, they're successful when, they're able to play to their strengths. They're able to utilize their speed. They're able to move the puck efficiently, and they're able to generate more opportunities off of the forecheck. And I think what has added a little bit of extra is they're getting contributions up and down the roster. After the last game, Keller was asked about the depth of the Mammoth, and he says that they're one of the deepest teams, in the league, that, they're able to rely on these guys, the Yamamotos and the Tanevs and the O'Briens. And, some of those guys have struggled previously in the season, but right now, over the last couple of games, I think they've gotten about 6 points from their depth. So that's Yamamoto, that's Tanev, that's O'Brien, that's DeSimone, and a overall plus-minus of +6. And so, when you've got scoring up and down the roster, when, Keller's at his best, which I think he is, when Schmaltz is, close to his best, when you're getting almost 40 goals from a guy like Dylan Guenther, Cooley seems to have, found himself again, rediscovered his game, and then, those depth pieces are starting to really contribute and give you just that little extra that's kind of what's resulted in so many goals over the last week.
We talked to Bear last Friday, of course, like we do every week, and I was thinking about him too because he's also in the mix of. It's not like these young guys are learning how to, make the playoffs from a guy who's been to the Stanley Cup playoffs as a head coach 10 times. This would also be the first go around as a head coach in the playoffs for Bear Tourney, if I'm not mistaken. And what does a coach have to learn to get to that playoff level of hockey as well?
Yeah, I think he's got to learn how to get the most out of his guys. And not that he hasn't necessarily been able to do that, he really hasn't had that opportunity, right? I mean, the fact that he's one of the longest tenured coaches in the league, head coaches in the league, most of that has been during a rebuild. And so for Tourney, over the last 2 seasons, he's been provided that chance. Before that, it was kind of whatever. There were no expectations. The organization knew where they were. They knew where they stood. But what they wanted to see was improvement. Well, they've seen improvement to the level of, okay, this team is capable of making the playoffs. Now, what has Tourney had to make sure that he's done correctly over the last 2 seasons? Well, he's had to make sure that he's made the right adjustments, that he's been able to get the most out of his guys. Last year was a really, really down year for Lawson Krause. So what did they do? They had conversations, really positive conversations. Tourney sent him a message last year by scratching him. He took it to heart. He took it seriously. And he's come back and had arguably one of the best years of his career. And as well, he's been able to help these guys grow appropriately. To see the growth, that we've witnessed in a guy like Dylan Gunther, to be on the verge of recording 40 goals in the National Hockey League, which is like elite status. And then I think as well, getting more out of Clayton Keller, but differently, right? I mean, last year was the best production year of Keller's career with 90 points, 30 goals, 60 assists. He's down a little bit this season, but I think that this is more of an impactful year for Clayton Keller. He's been able to take on more of the role of the captain. He's been able to show his leadership. And I think a lot of that goes back to Coach Tourney. I wasn't as convinced a year ago that he was a guy that could see this team through into the playoffs, but he's definitely won me over with his coaching, with the adjustments that he's made this year, with how he's had to handle a plethora of injuries to a lot of good players, losing Cooley for as long as they did, a couple other guys, he's figured it out. And, to continue to see improvements, they're about to jump, past their previous record of points from a year ago, if they're able to win tomorrow and to get into the playoffs. I mean, that's the job that he's been asked to do. And he's found it appears that he's found a way to do it.
What is at stake in Tuesday night's game against the Edmonton Oilers?
It feels like every game, we kind of say, oh, this is the biggest game of the year. And, as you kind of continue down the stretch, every game becomes that, right? I mean, points are at a premium right now. The last game was the biggest game of the season, and tomorrow night replaces it, as the biggest game of the season. But there's more than just 2 points on the line for Utah tomorrow night against Edmonton. There's a lot more at stake. First of all, they need to beat the Oilers, not just because they need to beat them for the first time in their history, but they need to beat them for two reasons. First of all, if they can beat Edmonton, it significantly impacts the likelihood of facing the Oilers in the first round, which in my opinion would be worst case scenario for the Mammoths. They struggle to handle Connor McDavid. The way that he plays, the way that offense is structured, I think that they really struggle to contain a lot of that speed and just individual brilliance by both McDavid and Draisaitl. So they need to win tomorrow because that could eventually impact them potentially avoiding Edmonton and instead playing Anaheim or Vegas, who I think they would actually have a good chance to beat in the first round. And second, if they do end up still playing Edmonton, they need to have some confidence that they can play with those guys, right? I mean, I think they're 0-4-1 in their history against Edmonton, and so if they do end up drawing that team, they need to know that they can beat them. They need to know that there is a way, to slay Goliath, and right now they just haven't figured that out. So there is a lot on the line tomorrow, not just 2 points, but some confidence that they can beat a team like Edmonton and potentially controlling their own destiny by trying to avoid Edmonton with a win.
So I know that we're kind of living and dying game by game here. That's the way it is when you have a 5-point lead with, is it 5 games left or 6? 6 games left. And as you look at this, the majority of them being at home is a big deal. How much of a big deal is it to be able to have 5 out of these last 6 be at the Delta Center?
That's an interesting question because honestly, I think this team is better on the road.
Yeah,
they really show up.
I mean, I think they're 8-1-1 over their last 10 on the road.
Crazy.
And at home, I think they've only won twice, maybe 3 times since the Olympic break.
They lost 3 of their last 4 home games. They've won.
All right, settle down.
They've won 5 straight road games.
Well, I regret asking that question.
Actually, they've lost more than that, because previous to that, they lost to Pittsburgh and Chicago at home.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to answer. This is where it's important. They need to win these games at home, right? You need to create an atmosphere at home that visiting teams are afraid of, that they go in and they know that they're going to be outmatched in terms of energy and that it's going to be a tough place to play because you're about to step into the playoffs. Doesn't matter who you draw. Doesn't matter if it's Edmonton, if it's Colorado, if it's Anaheim, if it's Vegas. Utah has to prove to themselves that the Delta Center is a tough place to play. They can't just rely on winning road games. Now, it is advantageous that they will be the lower seed because that means that they would potentially have to play more games on the road to win the series, possibly. But they need to win. They need to prove to themselves that they can be a formidable force and a tough opponent at home. So I think is that a good answer? Does that kind of help? Does that kind of help offer a solution to the question?
Cole, I wasn't listening. I was just planning on where I could just hide during the next home games. No, I get it. I get it.
It is weird, right? That they have not played well at home.
Because generally they generally have been good at home, and they've been pretty good on the road. Like, the idea is, hey, you got to win most of your games at home, and then go 500 on the road. And they're better than 500 on the road, I think. I'm pretty sure that their road records better. Are just as good, but I'm just saying that, yes, I think that the energy in the building at Delta Center over these next 5 or 6 games, I think are going to be. I think the energy level is going to be different from the fans. I can't imagine that the energy level wouldn't be even more jacked up from these guys. They're going to be so fired up to try to get there. I mean, these guys are on the verge of making, in a lot of the cases, for the majority of the cases on this team, they're going to the playoffs for the first time if they can keep it together. So do you shrivel with that? Do you rise to the occasion? I think that the whole building is going to be anxious, fired up, all of it, all those things at once. I mean, it's professional sports, so it's not like they're like, do you ever get nervous? It's like, yeah, it's freaking professional sports. But guess what? These guys are pros. They've played a lot of games inside every barn you could imagine. I think that talent is going to show out on this. So that's how I feel about it. That's why I'm kind of telling myself it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm looking at their records. They're 19-4-3 at home. They're 21-16-3 on the road, which is kind of crazy. Like it's crazy that they've won more games on the road this season. But like I said before, it is important for them to figure things out at home to finish off strong. They've got 6 left. I think if they can go 500 over these next 6, so to win 3, I think that would definitely cement them in the playoffs. But if they want to hold on to wild card 1, they got to win probably 3 or 4. And if you could win 3 of the remaining 5 at home, that would be a huge confidence boost, and I think it's going to be important. But as we all know, Delta Center is just a different place during the playoffs. Jazz games are just incredible in that atmosphere, and I expect no less, probably even more so, of a rowdy crowd, of more energy, from Mammoth fans as they not only experience it for the first time, but there's just something different about the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the fact that we're so close to that, and the Mammoth have such a great opportunity to not only make them, but potentially put themselves in a spot to win the first round. If things line up correctly and they could draw, like I talked about earlier, if they could draw Anaheim or Vegas, that's going to be a fun series. I could see either of those going 6 or 7 and ending in the favor of Utah.
This next question has nothing to do with the Stanley Cup playoffs, and this is definitely not something I would ask Andre Tourney in our weekly visit.
Or if it goes well, maybe you will.
But it's too juicy for me not to bring it up with you, because there are rumors out there that Austin Matthews may request a trade from the Toronto Maple Leafs. They did not make the playoffs. they may have interest in moving on. And one of the teams mentioned as being linked to him is the Utah Mammoth. What do you think of that possibility in the future? Is that something that would even work for the Utah Mammoth, or is that just kind of silly?
That's a loaded question. I think if Utah could find a way to make it work, it would be phenomenal. Consider a top 6 of Schmaltz, Matthews, Keller, Cooley, Gunther, Peterka, Krause, what have you. Like, that would be one of the most talented top, sixes in the entire National Hockey League, and would definitely, hit the fast forward button in terms of the rebuild. I mean, you would probably be stepping into a championship window a few years sooner than you would without him. But, it's funny. I feel like ever since the team has moved to Utah, anytime there's been a possible big free agent or a possible big trade, Utah has been linked, to those scenarios when there hasn't always been a lot of validity to that. Sure, I do think that Utah was definitely in on Robert Thomas at the trade deadline, and I think there's been a couple other scenarios. But, for Utah, they're taking this rebuild very carefully. They want to do it the right way. They want to take it step by step. They don't want to, bite off more than they can chew. They don't want to make any rash decisions. And, when you consider how good Austin Matthews is, he's arguably the best American in the game right now. He'll probably go down as, one of the top 3 best Americans to ever play the game. The asking price on him would be astronomical. Now, it does, if he was to ask out, that would certainly impact the price, right? Because then GMs can go, hey, you got to get rid of him, so you can't, ask for the entire farm. But, if Toronto goes about it in a way where they kind of read the writing on the wall and go, we got to get this guy out of here, let's put him on the trade block, I would imagine that they would be asking Utah for the likes of TJ Ginla, Caleb Denoyer, Dmitry Simashev, and a boatload of picks and some matching salary, right? And so for Utah, you'd have to look at that and go, is it worth mortgaging our future? Is it worth giving up our future for one guy? And Matthews, that's an interesting one. He's a phenomenal player. He's incredibly skilled. He's obviously played with Clayton Keller. He would, be inserted onto the top line. He's one of the best goal scorers in the game. And so I'm sure that would be a head scratcher. I'm sure that that would be one that would certainly, be worth, listening on offers and what have you. But I don't know, for Utah, every time I hear a big name mentioned, I kind of I turn the other direction because, it kind of goes against how they've built this team in terms of the rebuild. And I don't know, it would be interesting for sure.
Colback, well, hold on. I'm not going to let you move on from it.
Okay.
Hold on. But you, personally, would you want to see something like that happen? Or do you just not want to, you want to build it with the young core? Because you'll probably have to give up a lot to try to get a guy like that.
Like if I was in charge?
If you're the GM, do you pull the trigger on a move just to bring him in? Is he that elite? Is he that good that you would give up what you just said?
Answer me now!
You have 24 hours, Cole. You have 24 hours.
It depends on what you're giving up, right? Like
if the package you just mentioned, would you pull the trigger?
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
No. He's very good. He is very, very good. But you would be risking so much to go all in. And obviously you'd speed up the rebuilding process, but you'd also kind of shorten that window, right? Like, there's so much risk involved. I mean, if it's like a Kawhi Leonard situation where you make the trade and he wins your championship, great, whatever. Like, you win. But there's just so much risk in giving up that many prospects, that many players for one guy in a sport that it's very much about team. I mean, don't get me wrong, Matthews is incredible. He's one of the best players in the game. He's probably the best American player in the game, but that would be tough, and that's why I am glad that I don't have to make those decisions.
Cole Bagley, he is the
Not
Mammoth
the GM.
Insider. He is
Utah
not the GM of Utah Mammoth, but he is a Mammoth Insider for KSLSports.com. Cole, I know we turned the lamp up on you and played some good cop, bad cop, but
I like it.
We love those. We love those
going.
kind of answers. I just want to it's just an interesting thing because this team does. You feel like the next few years are like, hey, this is a good core. These guys are going to stay together for a long time. But would something like that lure any GM into at least thinking about it? If they're doing their job, you think about everything. But that's just how it goes. So, but we'll keep our eyes firmly planted on. I'm going to make JJ ask Andre Tournier that question this weekend. That should be great.
Coach, I know you got a lot on your plate, but just curious what you think of the Austin Matthews rumors.
Austin Matthews would be good on your team. Who'd you give up?
Austin Matthews can't help us this year.
When do you guys turn it up on him? You're increasing it. Yeah, I can feel the heat. Yeah, I feel it on me. When are you gonna?
Who gets the axe first? Who do you send away
question.
first, Coach? Yeah, right. No, thank you. All right, Cole will be watching intently, and we'll chat with you again, I'm sure, later in the week here to get your vibe on how this team's doing. So, thanks for joining us as always, man.
All right, thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
There you go. There is Cole Bagley. All right, we'll take a break. Hey, before we do, this hour of the program brought to you by the good folks at Trajan Wealth, TRAJAN Wealth.com. That's Trajan Wealth for all your trusted local needs in retirement. Stay here, 97.5 VKSL Sports Zone.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Your home for the best coverage of the Jazz, Utes, and Cougars is right here on The Zone. This is JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Oh, national championship time. The NCAA Tournament. You've got UConn versus Michigan. It's a showdown for UConn to get their third out of the last 4 national championships. A bona fide Dan Hurley dynasty. Where's UConn among the blue blood favorites all time?
All time.
Because you think about Calhoun going through his time and the multiple championships that he won.
Yeah.
And then you come to this era where you had a gap where they weren't as competitive, but now they go to the Final Four basically every year. This is the 5th Final Four in a row for Dan Hurley. I don't know. Is UConn even a blue blood basketball program?
Absolutely. Have to be considered. Well, let me give you the list. So you're bringing this up.
Yes, I wondered.
Okay, which programs have won the most men's NCAA basketball
UCLA.
championships? UCLA, number 1 with 11. Haven't won one since 1995.
Yeah.
Who do you think is second?
I'm going to go Duke. No, Kentucky.
It's not Duke. It is Kentucky. You got that right. 8 wins. Their last came in 2012.
Okay.
Which is also fascinating.
Then Duke?
No.
North Carolina?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
It is North Carolina. Yes, it is North Carolina.
Okay.
But there is a team that is tied with North Carolina. North Carolina has won 6 national championships, their last coming in 2017. Hubert Davis, by the way, was the coach of that team. Awkward.
The guy hung you a banner.
And they still fired him.
Gosh.
And it's
I get
so...
it. It didn't end well, for sure. But,
they made it to the tournament 2 straight years.
Yeah, that's not the standard here. Hubert didn't understand that.
Give him more resources. It's not the coaching.
Okay, so
decision.
the team that's tied with Duke for third.
With North Carolina for
or
third.
with North Carolina for third is...
You said Duke?
Is it Duke?
Is it... Who else would you guess?
Is it in the ACC?
No.
Big Ten?
No.
Oh, wow. Oh, basketball NCAA championship. Florida?
No.
Oh, boy. I am missing somebody. People are yelling at their radio.
It's UConn.
Right now. Oh, Duff.
UConn is tied for third in most national championships.
In my head, I
Can
thought
you believe that? They didn't
yeah.
win one until 1999, and they have already moved into third place.
So I was in high school when that first UConn team won their first national championship, and we were like, who?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Jim Calhoun was a guy. You knew who Jim Calhoun was. But then they started making hay, and then by the time I was graduating from college, they'd already won maybe 2 or 3. And then, of course, they made that run where they were the 8th seed in what year? 2000.
That was Jimmer year, 2011. And how am I forgetting the guard's name at this point? I'm embarrassed.
TJ Haws
played in the NBA for quite a long time.
What guard for
6
which
foot
team?
Tall. UConn.
Oh, dang it! I don't know who you're referring to. He played guard at UConn and then played in the NBA. Come on. And then you said his height. Come on, 6 foot.
Like, what is wrong with me?
I don't know.
I am so embarrassed. Kemba Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, JJ.
Yeah,
that's
was
unacceptable.
That was bad.
So Kemba Walker was that team.
Yes.
But that year was wide open. I don't want to throw salt in the
Wait, so who's 5? Duke? Or
wounds.
who's 4? Duke? I guess they'd be 5 technically.
Duke is tied. Well, they would be 5th. They were tied with Indiana for 5. Isn't that crazy? Duke only has 5. You'd feel like they had more, right?
But Duke has been to a million Final Fours. They actually haven't converted as many appearances as you'd think that they would.
That's correct. So yeah, that is how good UConn has been. And if UConn pulls off the upset tonight and wins a 7th,
then they'd be in lone
team
third
of the
place,
century.
Right?
Because no other team in college basketball would have as many national titles if they have in this century.
In a century.
Correct.
Crazy.
Duke has 3 in the 2000s.
Yeah, and look, they're going through their how many
Florida
titles
has 3.
How many titles did Bob Knight win at Indiana? Just the one?
Bobby Knight won 2, 1976 and 1981. Oh, sorry, 3. 76, 81 with Isaiah Thomas, and 87. Keith Smart shot.
That's right. So 3 titles there. I was just trying to draw a correlation with
Hurley?
Just angry people who coaching teams and winning national championships.
I think every single one of these teams. I mean, was John Wooden an angry lunatic? At least he wasn't in public.
Look, Coach K is like a motivating speaker now, and he gives speeches across the country about being a winner.
Yeah.
But we all can picture Coach K at his meanest. You can picture Coach K's mean face right now, and you're doing it right now. I made you imagine the mean Mike Krzyzewski look.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that look. So, yes. And I don't think he was as much of a tyrant. Bobby Hurley.
I heard he was behind the scenes, though.
Danny Hurley. Yes. I mean,
Danny Hurley just wears it on his shoulder.
Danny Hurley and Bob Knight were the tyrant types. Yeah, so there you go. How do you think this one goes down, though, JJ?
I just think Michigan's too strong. Landeborg is a X factor. Can he play? How good is he going to be?
That's what I'm saying.
He's their best player.
Is he dinged up? He said he's playing in the
Axel
Natty.
Landeborg.
Who knows?
I'm sure he'll go out there and give it a go. How effective is he going to be? But you watched him against Arizona. That team has so much talent. It may not matter. They did just fine without Landeborg against Arizona. But I think it's a different game. It's a different opponent. UConn is a team that's going to grind you. They are the dentist. Like, they really are. That's a team that have the slowest pace in college basketball. They're going to try to they're going to do exactly what they tried to do to Illinois, and were successful. They took that Illinois offense and slowed them down, made them play their game. Can they slow down Michigan? I don't know. They got a lot of size. We talked to Jerry Palm earlier. He talked about the need to rebound because Michigan made Arizona look small. And I'm telling you, I watched Arizona, Utah State. Arizona's not small, and they made them look small. Michigan has size. Dusty May's done a great job building that roster and coaching that team. It's tough to see Michigan losing this game. But UConn knows how to win. And Hurley is as big of a you-know-what he is. Like, that dude can coach his you-know-what off.
How many you-know-whats are we doing? Come on.
I'm talking about Hurley, so I have to. I know. Have to.
You got to watch it.
You can't talk
if you're
about
talking about
him.
Hurley, you got to watch it.
You can't talk about that guy without using curse words. Because he says plenty. Even his mom says bad words.
Oh, yeah. No,
she
she's
got caught
the queen.
on camera saying
for
something
sure. I don't think she cares. She's a Hurley.
Offensive.
She's a Hurley. She doesn't care.
But it just, I don't like his antics. I don't like the stuff he does. But the dude can coach, and he's figured it out.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
This will be 3 titles in 4 years. It puts him in that Bobby Knight, Coach K conversation. It really does. Three titles in 4 years would be unbelievable. And to do it this year without the team that people thought was going to win the whole thing is pretty impressive.
We'll take a break. We will come back. We have our best and worst next. Good news for Utah State fans. Stay here. 97.5 BKSL Sports Zone.
Work moves fast. Every email, report, and proposal counts. That's where Grammarly comes in. It's your one place to think, write, and finish. Grammarly's AI agents help you find natural phrasing, fine-tune tone, and confidently write wherever you work. It's the premier writing tool that 93% of users trust to get more work done. In a world of generic AI, don't sound like everyone else. With Grammarly, you never will. Download Grammarly for free at Grammarly.com.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Wrapping up the hour with our picks for the best and worst moments on today's show. As JJ and Alex want to hear your best and worst of the day.
Last chance of the day for you to be able to qualify yourself for the Copper Rock Masters giveaway. What is it, you say? Well, it's exactly that. You're going to be watching the Masters this weekend anyway. Why don't you get a golfer assigned to you by us? Our producer, Alex Napolis, will be taking your phone call right now, 801-575-ZONE, 801-575-ZONE. If you're calling number 12, right now you'll get a golfer assigned to you. You will follow that golfer throughout the Masters tournament. If they win, then you get yourself 18 holes for 2 at Copper Rock Golf. You get to go down to Hurricane. You get $100 for a gas gift card. It is Copper Rock where the pros play. The Copper Rock Masters giveaway. Just call them right now. 801-575-ZONE. 801-575-ZONE. All right. Best and worst, of course, things that were good and bad for the day. Here you go. Mason Falslev got the news to Aggie Nation today. Carson Templin, of course, also made it official. They are staying at Utah State Aggies, even with the shifting landscape of a new coach for the 1 time up in Logan.
They had the resources to lock these guys up. It looks like Falslev and Templin are happy with the coaching hire.
And presumably some of this scratch,
That's
baby.
Exactly right.
Come on.
It all lined up. This is great for Utah State. I think the Aggies are going to keep it rolling. I think Jacobson's a great hire. I think these guys are back. They got to go out and replace some guys that are leaving. But they have the resources to go do that, and there's no reason to believe that in the new Pac-12 that the Aggies aren't going to be a factor or even the favorite to win that league. Well, Gonzaga's pretty good too, but
I'm saying those two guys
can
coming
go out
back
and get the horses to compete and make it interesting. Gonzaga, Utah State, San Diego State. I think Colorado State's got a pretty good program too. I think that there's some good teams in that league that are going to make this league really competitive. New Mexico is not one of them.
And you don't have to worry about UNLV or New Mexico, like you said.
Yeah, it's different, but I think it will be better, and it'll be a higher profile league. And the Aggies are going into this the right way with good players and good coaching.
You imagine the sigh of relief that Ben Jacobson probably got too.
Oh, that's he needed.
Coming back.
He needed Falslev for sure, but Carson Templin. You can't. What he gave them off the bench, there's no way they win the championship last year without Carson Templin.
I saw this article on ESPN. I actually mentioned it to Alex Napolis, but I was like, "What are we doing?" Tiger Woods. The title of the article is "Tiger Woods on Golfers' Minds at the Masters Following DUI Arrest."
Why?
I'm like, you know what that means is just every person who sat down in front of a microphone to talk about the Masters and them playing in the Masters. And for some guys, maybe it's their first time, maybe it's only their second time. Some guys are on the verge of, they may have had great tournaments at the Masters in the past, and then they have blown it. Some guys are trying to get that green jacket. It would change their entire life. How do you feel about Tiger Woods, though? Tell me about what your thoughts are about his DUI. I think it's the dumbest thing to ask these guys. It's the dumbest thing. There's never really a good answer. By the way, no one is sitting there going, I wish him the worst. You know what I mean?
No, of course not.
I wish him the worst, man. No one's saying that. All of their PR people said, you have to say this. Ready? I just have always looked up to him, and he's just for me, he was always the golfer that I looked up to the most. I wish him the best. And, for a guy that just means so much to the sport and so much, personally, I just hope the best for him. And I hope, Hope he's doing all right. Like, you can't say anything but that.
If Michael Jordan got a DUI, would you ask Anthony Edwards about it?
Is Michael Jordan on your mind today? Excuse you?
It's kind of weird, right?
What are you talking about, man?
Am I off on that comparison?
Yeah, I don't.
It's kind of weird.
It's weird.
But I look, I know Tiger is a force, and it's Masters week, and he's supposed to be there. But beyond that, like, these guys are out there trying to win. It's not something I would be like, whatever. But Tiger gets clicks, so.
Yeah, no, he does. If you say the name Tiger, the week of the Masters, there you go. There you go. All right. Boy, is that all she wrote for today? I mean, my heavens.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Oh, I just didn't know.
Are you leaving? I'm not leaving.
The bag of mangoes is out. That's what I was thinking.
I'm not leaving. Just like Carson Templin and Mason Falslip. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, but my bag of mangoes is gone.
Mangoes.
What happened to my mangoes?
Well, there's some Nutty Buddies in the fridge still. I've been very good today. I did not touch one.
Would your grandma have a signature food that she'd bring out when you came around? You're like, oh boy. My grandma had a relish plate, okay? What did that consist of? Black olives, pickles, and cheese. And I was like, what are we doing, Grandma? But now,
yeah.
I could go for some black olives, pickles, and cheese right now.
My grandma used to make some apricot leather.
Oh, I love fruit leather. Oh, yeah.
And as a kid, I loved it. You know, because it was like fruit up. It gave me diarrhea.
We don't want to end this.
But I never, ever learned my lesson because it was so good.
Too good. There's your fiber. All right, we will take a break, and we'll be right back. More to go. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Just top.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.